Good morning, Britain. Rebellion in the Russian...
And he refused to leave. One of the
assault.
moment.
Yeah, live. Pregnant, frankly. And also probably make anybody who's had test maternity units in England are rated as inadequate or meet safety standards. But sometimes that can block proper investigation because people are so worried about heads rolling that actually they don't investigation, become very fearful. Do we have to change the culture of investigating and holding people accountable? Be miraculous and joyous, and actually overlooking the fact that, you know, particularly for first-time mums, it's really, really hard. And actually significant amount of intervention. And your sort of idea of having a lovely natural... The fact it's really hard to have a baby, you know, is Connolly, Baby P's mum, is causing, you know, enormous amount of outrage. And Dominic Raab has said, I'll do all I can to fix the wrong call, which is the parole board's decision to release her. The headline in The Sun, Baby P can't get life back. Why should his evil mum get hers? You were Home Secretary at the time of Baby P's death, Jackie. What teachers like Dominic Raab should intervene in the parole board's decision? Punishment element balanced with the rehabilitation element.
Good morning, it's just gone 6 o'clock. Welcome to the programme. I'm sure all of you have heard the news, the very, very sad news about Tom Parker from The Wanted, who sadly died from his battle with a brain tumour.
Yeah.
It was one of those...
Through. Look, we've been lucky enough to talk to him a couple of times, Ben, just before Christmas when we were preparing our Christmas programme. You saw the shots there of The Wanted performing. You asked him about how he was getting on. Remarkable that that's just less than 4 months ago we spoke to him.
Yeah, and you could see he was so full of energy and fun for what was going to happen, and they were on tour and where they were going to go, and they were excited to see that. And
it was very notable how much they cared for him behind the scenes as well. You know, sad news this morning. Right, it's 6:05. Let's bring you up to date then with our main news this morning. The UK spy chief, Sir Jeremy Fleming, says the Russian President Vladimir Putin has made massive misjudgments over his military's ability to invade Ukraine. It's a rare speech, and in it, the GCHQ director said Russian soldiers were refusing orders, sabotaging their own equipment, and had even accidentally shot down one of their own aircraft.
Despite Russia's claims of de-escalation, the mayor of the Ukrainian town of Irpin has said it continues to be hit by deadly shelling. Our chief correspondent, Richard.
Richard, thank you. That's our main news this morning. Coming up, we're going to be joined by political sketch writer Quentin Letts and former Labour Home Secretary Jackie Smith. First, though, here's Kate. Just a little bit more on what Chris Rock said at this first show since what happened at the Oscars. It was in Boston. He did have this tour schedule. Of course, a lot of people said, oh, it was all a stunt in order to get tickets. To sell tickets. I think we can all rest assured that the pictures from the Oscars show was not a stunt. So he addressed the controversy jokingly. He said to the crowd, how was your weekend? And then he said he didn't have a lot to say yet about the Oscars night. He said, I'm still kind of processing what happened. But there was huge applause for Chris Rock at that gig. He said, if you're expecting to hear anything about my reaction, if you came to hear that, I'm not. I had like a whole show I wrote before this weekend. I think he doesn't want to be defined by that moment, does he? He said, I'll have more to say at some point, and that it would be serious and funny. And at that point, someone from the crowd shouted, we love you. And so we're going to talk to Noel. We saw him in New York a little bit earlier because Chris Rock's brother has also been performing. He's
a comedian as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Noel went along to Chris Rock's brother's gig to see if there was any fallout from that. But it seems like there's more information coming out about what happened on the night.
Yes, Will Smith was asked to leave.